by lap 3 or 4, they're about 400 pounds heavier than when they started the race. So what these guys do is set these trucks up with heavier shock springs. So they sit a little higher than normal at the start of the race, and by about halfway point on, they are basically low riders.
And then they're in full-on race mode. Looks like first and second separate. Look at the race for third now, trying to dive on the inside. Doug Matag takes over third, gets underneath the 27. The KENDA Tire entry of Sean Morris. Morris drops back a spot. Matag was fast in the first race, and the 43 pulling off the track. So Travis Dinsmore having to go into the hot pit. Hopefully he can get back out there.
Yeah, our driver from Canada, tough break for him. He's been doing real strong coming out of Dallas. But it looks like there's a little gap as we got an issue. Oh, no, is that Hart? Somebody has issues in that corner way off to the left side of the course. No, it's not Kyle Hart.
Maybe we'll see it on a monitor. I'll get my trusty dusty Nikons here.
Looks like it might be a red in color, orange in color.
It's on its side.
Oh, is that Jason Janis?
A red also could be.
Or is that Carl? Is that Carl? No, it's Jason Janis.
I'll say, was it Lunderby or Carlson?
No, I believe that's Jason Janis. Yeah, it is number 4. Yeah, Jason Janis out of Heartland, Wisconsin, just outside Milwaukee. Tough break for him. Well, here's the thing. These things are pretty durable. I don't believe it was that big of a rollover. It was just a little baby kind of rollover, what I like to call it. But,
hey, think about Dinsmore that pulled off. He could get back out there and not lose a lap as well. So maybe they can correct a problem in the hot pit and get back out there without even losing a lap. Losing positions maybe, but not a lap. And that could still, he could still maybe podium.
Well, we have the luxury here of actually looking back into the hot pits to see what the crew's doing on the truck on Travis Dinsmore, and they don't seem to be in too big of a hurry. Kind of their body language is showing a little bit of rejection. They're looking back behind the cockpit in the bed area.
They're getting a tie down, it looks like. So that's never, maybe they're having to hold something up or hold something down, but I think they're even putting that back in the
yeah, whatever they're doing, they're not doing it real fast, and I'm kind of thinking they're not going to try to work on getting it back out here in the lead lap.
Wheels off, it looks like, and Dinsmore, it looks like they might. Unfortunately for him, that was a perfect scenario. If you're going to go off right before that yellow, and you go back to the last position. And
yeah, the cautions, the yellow flags don't count as far as lap numbers. So
right,
Richie Kuloff out there in our Pro 2 2-seater. There'll be some lucky individuals, I believe, after this race, getting a couple of rides around the track.
Speaking of that, let's talk about that. At the end of today's races, like after these guys are done, they like to sign autographs, and it's free to the fans. A very accessible crew here at Torc.
Oh, yeah, this isn't NASCAR. This isn't NHRA. Please stick around for as long as you like. The teams are so accessible. Pictures, autographs. I guarantee you see some of these guys out there right now. Like Kyle Hart is missing a little bit of a front fender. He's got no grill. That's the scar tissue, I guess, from today's earlier race.
Also known as autograph pieces. Autograph pieces.
Yeah, a lot of these guys won't be going home with complete bodies, so I'm sure they'll be handing out to the fans like they always do. They'll autograph it for you. The first race this morning, there's a lot of fans heading out to their parking lot carrying full doors.
Hey, you told me to remind you that we see our top 5: Kyle Hart, Cam Reimers, Doug Matag, Sean Morris, and Luke Johnson. What's this I hear about Sean Morris, who sits in 4th right now?
Yeah, I was between races. I was sitting in the Sean Morris pit, and he starts laughing. He said, "I got to show you something." He showed me his cell phone, and his dad had texted him from Colorado. Great race. Enjoyed watching you from church.
So he's watching TorcSeries.com. He's watching on his phone
on his cell phone. Yeah, during
as long as he has the volume down, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think.
Sure. I could just see Sean doing very well, and what kind of reaction his dad would have had probably in an opportune time.
The Church of Torc.
But either way, Dad, I hope you're watching again, because Sean, I can't help but think, he's running in the top 4. Let's see, top 5. Yeah, top 4 right now.
Matag got by him.
But it's one of those races I think that we didn't have earlier this morning. This is a race where the guys can kind of bide their time and play that strategy game of the second half.
Let's find out how it is again. Now, this is a single-file restart. Since we started the original start, this is a single-file restart. You cannot pass until you get past that white chalk line. You see the acceleration zone between those two cones? You can get on the gas. He
started early.
A face full of that for Cam Reimers.
So nice job by our leader to get a nice jump. Ooh. Cam Reimer's got a snoot full without a doubt. Kid from Iowa, how he hates racing in the dirt, but he's done pretty good so far today.
It's just nasty when you're on a straightaway like that or a semi-turn. It almost makes you want to hold up your hand to try and block some of that so you can save a tear off, save a portion of that roll off.
You know, Kyle Hart's one of those kids right now, and half the field, the majority of the field is basically 25 and under, I'll say, with a few exceptions. But these kids just beat themselves up on this track. They're so aggressive.
See Bobby Runyon trying to nose in there. Just a moment ago, he might have actually lost position trying to get up into 6. He might have dropped back to 7, or dropped back one more position.
Yeah, Andrew Carlson, that red and white truck out of Minneapolis area.
Whoa.
Yeah, somebody almost parked it out there in the ditch. Yeah, was it Moore?
Yes, it looks like it was Colton Moore. He went way outside.
Yeah, he's trying to get around Jake Lunderby. And for a moment, I think he did. He got a little squirrely. They're still side by side. Lunderby does a little lap dance around him. So those two are, that's for the back of the pack, and these guys are battling that hard.
Yeah, but with the competition caution, they'll re-rack it. You pick them off one at a time, and now Moore is all over the place. We're taking a look at our leaders right now. You're looking at Cam Reimers.
Oh, our leader up on 2 wheels, hooked a walk right at a very bad time. Right at the start-finish line, able to save it, kept that gap between him and the second place of Cam Reimers, but man, that was close.
So this is the way you see him on the track and the way they get points as well. Cam Reimers tied with Sean Morris. Actually, Luke Johnson's 3rd in points, I believe. Yeah, Luke Johnson.
You know what's really interesting about this, too, is this class right here, the tires that they're running on are actually the same exact tires that you can buy off the shelf, minus the fact that they're out there grooving them for track conditions, but these are the same exact tires you can buy off the shelf no matter what the brand is.
And I want to remind everybody, everything I say is officially unofficial. I've already had screw-ups. Morris and Hart are the ones that are tied for series points. Reimer's back in second, a few markers behind. Doug Matag looks to start, get a little racy right now. He needs to make something happen. The attitude of that truck over that step-up jump or that double, it was perfect. I mean, he kept the front wheels just high enough that he's not going to bounce crazy. You typically want to land with the front wheels just a tad before the rear, I believe. And it looks like Matag is starting to close in a little bit on Cam Reimers. Kyle Hart is out in front, but one more position gain means only one more that you have to pass once we have that competition caution.
And that wall that you were talking about earlier on that right-hand infield turn, it's starting to form again. That dirt wall, that huge rut that's just swallowing up these trucks.
Yeah, it's like a berm in motocross, but I don't think it's built as fast as it did earlier. Oh, and Matag, he had to cross-run a little bit there.
Oh, and he still hasn't straightened it out.
Just keep your foot in it. Right.
Man, he alligator-tailed his way all the way through that straightaway. And Luke Johnson leading on Sean Morris. Luke Johnson aggressive. Oh, Carlson goes around.
Carlson was back in 6th. It looks like he's going to lose a position possibly to Bobby Runyon Jr.
Oh, they're side by side battling. Now coming in that right-hand corner. Runyon trying to be aggressive on the outside. Carlson comes back inside. Up on 2 wheels, and basically Runyon saves him.
So the 41 still in front of Hart. You see him as the caution. Is that the competition caution? Looks like lap 8 had been completed. So just as you were talking about that fender banging mid-pack, they're gonna reset and go nose to tail again. And again, I know we're calling it both dual duty for those watching on the web, but also for the fans here live. And the fans watching live had the video board, the same thing that people are watching around the world on TorcSeries.com. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to us. All of our sponsors watching as well as our top 5. Let's quickly run through them. Kyle Hart, Cam Reimers, Doug Matag in 3rd, Sean Morris 4th, and Luke Johnson in 5th. Unofficially, there's our top 5. Carlson in 6th, Lunderby 7th, Runyon in 8th, Colton Moore in 9th. Dismore and Genesis are out.
I got a quick call out to all of our military personnel who are watching as well at TorcSeries.com. I want to thank you so much for putting yourselves in harm's way and protecting our freedom so we can do exactly what we want to do when we want to do it. And you guys and gals, thank you so much to all our military personnel, no matter if they're across the globe or within our own borders. As we're about to go green flag racing, we got to recognize those guys every single chance we get.
Halfway through, who's going to win this?
Boy, Kyle Hart's looking awful strong. This could be his 2nd win of the year. That's my call right there.
After a 4th place earlier this morning, Sean Morris might have something to say about it back and forth. Matag in third. Oh, and then look at that race for third, fourth, fifth. This is going to get ugly in that left-hand turn.
Oh, from second on back, it is ugly. Luke Johnson trying to get the inside of Morris. They make contact. Here comes on the outside Zach Carlson. Carlson trying to get in the middle of it as well. With all that bumping and banging, nobody's been able to make a pass, but it's still going on as we speak, bumper to bumper, as our leader, Kyle Hart's pulling away a little bit at a time.
Yeah, he's pulling away, but look at that race for second. Cam Reimers, I saw Matag really stick a nose in there in the last minute. Matag's going to get a pretty decent run, lands off here, sets up the truck a little bit earlier. That's Reimers in the Liquid Wrench, yellow 21. Matag just behind on the 81 in third. Matag was hot last year. You would have some great finishes, and then just something would happen, it seemed like, on the bad finishes.
And the thing is, he's just another one of these young guns, our young drivers, and he's running double duty, not only in a pro life, but also coming up in a moment in a 900 horsepower pro two-wheel drive. So the kid's learning a lot. I don't even think he's got a learning curve. He's already got it.
Look at this. He's setting up, but it's on the outside. It's a long way around, but if he can get that thing to pivot, that sets him up to the inside, now making a pass.
There it is. Outside entrance into the corner, inside exit of the corner, makes the pass for second. Cam Reimers falls back to third.
And he went to push him wide, Clyde, after that one jump. He goes to the left. We have 6 laps remaining in this first race of the day. Some lost body work for fourth place back there. Sean Morris has some fiberglass missing. Now Morris starting to put the pressure on the Liquid Wrench yellow machine of Reimers back in third and fourth. Another good battle.
And the thing is, just like in other forms of motorsports, if seconds on back are all battling for position, that just allows our leader, Kyle Hart, to pull away a little bit at a time. But the thing is, what's very interesting, amazes me, mid-portion of the track or race, the guys seem to separate. As we get closer to the checkered flag, they seem to group back up.
So out in front, Kyle Hart, as he comes across one more time. Second place, Doug Matag. Matag been running some races over in Indonesia on that Johnland Racing Team entry. The Cooper Tires. Truck in second or in third, we have Cam Reimers in the Liquid Wrench 21. Fourth place unofficially, Sean Morris. Again, Morris and Kyle Hart, the series points leader, with Morris back there in the backside of the top 5 and Kyle Hart out in front. Hart's going to put a couple of points in front of this points championship.
Yeah, Andrew Carlson's actually coming around. He's one of the premier snowcross riders in the country in the ISOC series. And he's starting to kind of get that. He's getting his steering wheel handles on him a little bit, getting a grip on it. So I got to call that young guy out.
It's the difference between being a rider and a driver.
Yeah.
I hate it when people call drivers riders, and I hate it when they call riders drivers.
And he's both.
Yeah.
So really
yes, he definitely does that. I've seen Bobby running, even though through the pack, he and Colton Moore battling it out, having to saw that steering wheel. Bobby fighting one of our most fit drivers out there, sponsored by bodybuilding.com. And he and Jake Lunderby going at it. So the back 3 drivers, I mean, they are super tight for position.
Second and third, third and fourth. Really was heating up there for a moment.
I was wondering if there may have been something wrong with Cam Reimer's truck, because once he got past, Matag really pulled away. But now I'm just starting to think that Doug Matag is just that fast. Look at Matag in second place. He's not even, Reimers is almost a full straightaway behind. Matag is definitely closing up. If you look at the lap times, it looks like 39:47. I'm on the wrong screen. I was trying to figure out what the best lap. 2 laps remaining, a 39:47 for Kyle Hart, a 40:41 for Matag. So Hart is the fastest, but it sure does look like Matag's starting to close in.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, I think it's actually easier in the last couple of laps of the race to be running in second place. You can watch the guy in front of you, what his line is, and actually take advantage of that situation. I had that on you. Actually, no, you had that on me last night at the start track.
Yeah, everybody had a lot of fun at the kart track here at Gateway.
Yeah, you smoked me.
Kyle Hart, Matag, Reimers, the top 3 separated. Really not much pressure from either of those 3. I'm wondering also if Kyle Hart's spotter is saying, hey, you've got it decently, don't do anything stupid, but,
don't take chances.
Yeah,
on this track, you don't take chances. You can't pitch these trucks sideways in a corner as Bobby Runyon pulls off the track.
White flag out. One more to go here in the Pro Line division. Our lowest horsepower class, 2-wheel drive trucks, DOT tires. These
spec
are guys.
Chassis, spec motors, sealed transmissions. 12 inches of travel in the front, 14 in the rear, and these things are beating up these drivers out here this afternoon on this track.
And a totally different track than what they started. Remember, these are the guys that set the tone earlier today.
Kyle Hart's got 2 more corners, and man, he's still hooking ruts. Bounces through the rhythm section into that back section, left-hand turn.
Kyle Hart, in 3 races this year so far, has finished all 3 times in the top 5. He takes a win in Texas, 4th earlier in St. Louis, and comes across again, taking the checker flag first. Kyle Hart, 2 for 3 in 2015. Doug Matag coming across second. Cam Reimers keeps his foot in it in 3rd. Another podium finish for him. Sean Morris, KENDA Tire 27 in 4th.
Luke Johnson crosses the line. Oh, baby, in that 14. The 151 of Carlson. And they're still running hard towards the back of the pack, man. Holy smokes.
Jake Lunderby in the 55 in 7th unofficially, and Colton Moore in his first event with Torc, the Off-Road Championship, comes across in 8th. That's the Pro Light division. Don't go anywhere. We still have 2 full classes of racing. The Pro 2-wheel drives followed by the Pro 4-wheel drives in just a moment. All of the course workers, they're going to head out there and rework this track totally and get things better prepared for the second race. The drivers are going to go back there to the victory podium, and we'll hear from them here in just a little bit at Torc, the Off-Road Championship presented by AMSOIL. So this is the Rumble at the River. 1 race down. We still have 2 more to go. The Pro 2s and the Pro 4s here shortly.
I'm professional drifter Ryan Torc, and I use VP fuels.
Acceleration is a beautiful thing. Pedal down, pulse up. And nothing feeds your engine what it craves like a K&N Performance air intake system. For more airflow in, more horsepower out. Guaranteed. Pushing you even closer to that blurry line between kick-ass and whiplash.
When I'm out there racing, God, I love the sound.
What Borla does with the sound of this exhaust. There's a linear relationship between what's going on in the engine to what's going on in the exhaust.
I hear that engine scream and get above 6,000 RPM. It's the sound of power.
All you need to know is tune yourself to the exhaust. What a great product. Well engineered.
Torc, the Off-Road Championship is brought to you by GUNK, makers of the toughest cleaners and degreasers on the planet. And by Maxxis Tires, we know dirt. And by VP Racing Fuels, our passion is your performance. And by K&N, celebrating the right foot since 1969.
All right, Kyle, you're good.
I love it. Celebrating the right foot since 1969.
No.
I like the K&N motto, and you see a guy who is smiling. He's happy. He's had a pretty strong year in his first year in Torc, the Off-Road Championship. So far in 3 races, he's 2 for 3 when it comes to victories, and Kate Osborne has the winner of the Pro Lights, Kyle Hart.
Copy. Copy.
All right, we're going to hold up for just a second before we go down to them, and you see the fans want to see their drivers up front. We'll still get to see the Pro 2-wheel drives and Pro 4-wheel drives, and we'll see Doug Matag also in those Pro 2s here in just a moment. So a pretty strong race and a totally different track, and you see the course workers out there right now pushing it around, trying to smooth things out and develop lines as the Pro 2s will a little bit later.
Yeah, I'm watching the dozer on the far left side of the course. He's actually pushing dirt now instead of mud. Yeah. You'll witness the Pro 2s and Pro 4s. They'll actually use that line exactly where that dozer is right now, to the point where that right rear, when they land, is almost off the track as they pitch those trucks sideways, setting up for this corner. It's going to be really kind of cool to see, because the track is still a virgin dirt, so it hasn't been run on before. It didn't have a chance to settle in when it was built. So when they go out there and tear these 18 half-inch wide tires on these Pro 2s and Pro 4s, huge ruts. So we'll see how those trucks will be able to handle the track this afternoon.
All right, this is round 4 of the Rumble at the River. The Pro Light is done, and taking the victory, the 41 of Kyle Hart. Kate's with him.
What a great race, and something that is so different than the previous race we had today. What was different?
Well, you know, the track dried out a lot, but it still developed huge ruts just like it did earlier in the day. But, I mean, we were able to get through them, get the truck situated from the last race, and it ran way better. Thanks to all my guys. We finished it. I put my driving suit on like 5 minutes before we were supposed to be here in staging. So to be able to get out here and put it on top, that's just great.
One of the things you said to me earlier was the fact that you wanted to drive with the ruts instead of in the ruts in this track. How'd you do?
Yeah, there at the beginning it kind of just left me, but then my dad reminded me about halfway through that you just got to flow on these kind of tracks whenever they're just this beat up. You just go in there and throw it into a rut, you're just going to high side and throw it away or flip, you know. But you just go with the ruts and be smooth. It's a lot better and a lot easier to get around a track with this big of ruts. But couldn't be here without all my sponsors: Maxxis, Amsoil, K&N, MSD, and Walker Evans. Just everyone that helps me get out here. Thank you very much.
All right, Kyle, congratulations.
Thank you.
Kyle. Hey, Kyle, real quick. We're gonna do one because we have observations. Is this for TV or PA? So same.
Can you give me a chance to look at my scalp?
Do a little glance.
A little bit of it. Let's spin this way, guys, just a little bit. Perfect. Thank you.
That was
Done.
That's good. This one is for Fox, so just know that we're doing this one. This is
No pressure.
yeah, that's what I think.
Can I get you to come right here? Just a step closer. Perfect.
Kyle Hart, all smiles coming out of that truck. From the start, you were on it. What was working for you today?
You know, just figuring out these ruts. It developed some really big holes, but we made some gearing changes, some carburetor changes. Got it a lot better than it was in the first race. I mean, we were still able to pull out a fourth, but to be able to be back up here on top after just getting in my driving suit 5 minutes before staging, I mean, we cut it really close. But able to...
Hang on. What is that? What do you want me to...
Can we stand right over here?
Yep.
Does this look any better? Awesome.
They're just... Kyle Hart, you were all smiles climbing out of that truck. From the start of that race, you were on it. What was working for you today?
Yeah, you know, just figuring out these big holes, you know, it developed some gnarly ruts, but just whoever could adapt to them. Earlier in the race, we had the same situation, but we went back and made some changes. We finished fourth in that last one, and that just wasn't good enough. So changes we made, they worked really good, so I was able to get us back up here at the top.
All right, Kyle, congratulations.
Thank you.
very much for that.
Just take a tiny step back.
So as we get ready and the track is prepared for the Pro 2-wheel drive and the Pro 4-wheel drive, we heard from Kyle. I think she said it best. You were on it from the start today. I mean, not in the first race necessarily. Again, he finished 4th, but in the second race, he pretty much dominated this, and maybe the track came to him.
He's such a mild-mannered kid. He's not out there running around goofy and just having a blast like you'd think like a normal young guy would have. He's very meticulous. He's very business-oriented. He wants to get that truck tuned in. I think it's all due to his bloodline with his dad, Marty, coming up in just a moment in Pro 2. But I'm very impressed with that kid. He hasn't been racing all that long to be doing as well as he is this early in his career. It's very impressive.
And he's kind of quiet, too. We were over there talking. Kate and I were with him, and it was Dad who was answering all, and he was just sitting there listening, taking it all in, That's part of it. Sometimes I never learned that. It's better to listen than talk at times. I didn't learn that.
Never have?
No. I still haven't learned.
I want to impress upon anybody that's interested. Please go to an organization or a website that we have. As I start that, we've got our second place finisher with Kate down at the podium. Kate.
Doug Matag, you were climbing out of that truck, and you could tell you were happy with that race. The track seemed to be better for you. What happened? Walk us through the race.
Yeah, we started 6th place, so pretty far back there, and we had an awesome race. The track was a lot better now that it's a little dried out. It wasn't so heavy on the outside, and found a couple lines that were a little quicker than the rest of them. Got up to 2nd place, and Kyle was about maybe 5 trucks ahead of me. Reeled him in a little bit, but just wasn't enough time. And it was a fun race, though. I mean, Kyle's fast, so we'll be coming for him. He's got 2 wins now. We got a win in a second, so we're hoping to get up there. And can't thank everybody enough. Cooper Tires, Amsoil, Walker Evans, No Grady Race Engines, everybody that helps me out. How Performance, Racer X, everybody, family, everybody that helps out in the crew. Thank you so much.
Now, one of the things you and I were talking about earlier is the visibility of this track. How was it out there today compared to it was this morning?
For sure, this morning was bad. The mud was so sticky. I had to pull I think 30 tear-offs, and I only used about 5 today just now. So it was a lot better, and I'm stoked to be up here.
Awesome. Congratulations, Doug.
Thank you.
So Doug Matag, Tyrone doing good on the Pro Lights. We'll see him in the Pro 2-wheel drive in just a little bit, and we step up in class. Yes, in talent possibly from the drivers, because usually you work your way up from the Pro Lights to the Pro 2s and the Pro 4s. That generally, you just don't step right into a Pro 2.
It's just a process accumulation of A, talent, B, equipment, support equipment, and personnel. And it's just once you've won a couple races or you're running up front.
It's a progression.
It's exactly. You go from 250 to 450, the same kind of thing in moto, which is, your bread and butter growing up. But
yeah, I know if I'm a first-time beginner, I don't want to go out there on a 450, modded out.
Go to try to qualify for a Supercross event.
Right, absolutely. But here's a guy who's actually, done it before on four wheels as a quad, but now he's doing it in trucks, and that's the 21 of Cam Reimers. Finishes in 3rd place, and he is with Kate.
Cam, what a great race for you. That is 2 in a row you're on the podium. You are all smiles. It's so awesome to see that, how happy you are.
Oh, it's such a great day. I mean, 2/3 on the day is just absolutely amazing, especially after, getting towed into the podium earlier. I'm so stoked on the McGonigal engine that we just put in this thing. It's so strong, and it lived through 350 degrees worth of temperature in the first race. So we didn't change it. We trusted it. Came out. Track was tough to not make mistakes on. I made one little one, and Doug got by, but everyone drove a great race. I don't think I had much for Kyle, but yeah, I'm just so happy. For sure.
Now, you were talking about the cooling system before, and your truck was literally smoking for about a lap there. Last time you were on the track, you were towed in.
Yeah, we pushed two gallons of coolant out. It went from 270 to 350 in one lap, so it was pretty out of control. I'm just so thankful for all my sponsors, and I want to get my dad over here. Got a little emotional on the first one, the first podium of the year, but it's such a family affair. We put so much effort in this, my friends and family. It's good to finally be doing well. It's just weird to now get 3rd, and I'm just hungry for more. I'm not really satisfied. I want to win for Liquid Wrench and Maxon and Hostile Wheels, SSI Decals, Kicker Audio, Rugged Radios, K&N. Thank all you guys.
Last question. I know you talked to me earlier about not liking mud. You're an Iowa boy. You just don't like the mud. How do you like it now?
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, the track was it's so soft. It got so rough, and I really like it, really choppy like that, and it was fun to drive. I'm maybe not a mud fan yet, but I'm getting there.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So he was happy, Pops was happy. Both of them getting a little emotional now in the pro lives. We'll see plenty more Torc, the off-road champion, here in just a bit.
The night just got hotter. White hot. Roll with the whitest, most stylish light. Silver Star ZXC headlights from Sylvania.
Everyone has their daily routine. Some of us thrive on adventure, the thrill, even just a little family time. We live for the weekend. Whatever your passion, KENDA Tires is there for you. KENDA Tires, designed for your journey.
We had these torrential downpours, and these trucks are not designed to have another 2,000 pounds of mud put on them. And then you pack the radiators tight, the tranny gauge, the water gauge, the oil gauge, everything's pegged. The Amsoil product came through for us and kept the rear end, the transmission, and the engine all running fine. And I tell you what, we were ready to go for the next day and pretty proud of it.
You can tackle the toughest cleanups in your garage with the new GUNK all-purpose cleaner and degreaser. The heavy-duty concentrated formula breaks through and removes dirt, oil, and grease safely from almost any surface, including aluminum and plastic. Find GUNK all-purpose cleaner and degreaser at Advanced Auto Parts or AutoZone. VP Racing Fuels introduces Cetane Improver for diesel engines. Cetanium increases cetane up to 10 full numbers, the highest improvement on the market, and makes more horsepower. Cetanium is for off-road use only. For more information, visit vpracingfuels.com. And Maxxis tires are trusted by Torc champions because their products take drivers to the podium year after year, race after race. Be sure to visit the new Maxxis.com or Maxxis-racing.com and stop by the Maxxis support trailer to learn more about Maxxis tire products, including the ultra-high performance passenger, trailer, light truck, and SUV tires. At Luby Equipment, we stand by our motto: equipment is our product, service is our business. Luby Equipment, official sponsor of Torc, the off-road championship presented by Amsoil. Visit them online at lubyequipment.com or at our official page on Facebook for all your construction equipment needs.
So as we work our way back down one more time, the official trophy presentation of the Pro Light. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. We'll start in third place. How about a big round of applause for Cam Reimers on that Radar Tire Entry Liquid Wrench truck, number 21, taking third. And taking second on that John Lynn Racing JRT Cooper Tire Ford out of California, the 81, Doug Matag in second. And last but certainly not least, on the Walker Evans Racing Maxxis Amsoil Dodge out of Columbia, Louisiana, the 41 of Kyle Hart. One down. I've said it before. Two more still to go. The track prep is almost done. We'll be back with Torc right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Horsepower isn't just for NASCAR. It's for your car. It's for off-road and the on-ramp. You need it when you're drifting. You want it when you're passing. Get more of it with the K&N high-flow air filter, designed to increase horsepower with up to 50% more airflow. Because whether your green light flashes here or here, everyone loves that fast car smell.
You need a little water? I can fly one.
Horsepower isn't just for NASCAR. It's for your car. It's for off-road and the on-ramp. You need it when you're drifting. You want it when you're passing.
Oh, I'm good at the moment.
Get more of it with the K&N high-flow
I will take a water.
designed to increase horsepower with up to 50% more airflow. Because whether your green light flashes here or here, everyone loves that fast car smell.
Torc, the Off-Road Championship is brought to you by Borla. We build excitement. And by TireRack.com, revolutionizing tire buying since 1979. And by Luby Equipment. Equipment is our product. Service is our business. And by KENDA Tires, designed for your journey. And by Sylvania Silverstar ZXE, our widest headlight for xenon-fueled style. The preparation of the trucks, you see the GUNK entry, that means R.A. Lyndike Jr. looks like he's ready in there, and he said, man, come on, about the Bachelor and this, that, and the other. I know R.A. from IndyCar. He's driven the Indianapolis 500, which they should be about through with qualifying here. I know R.A. from IndyCar. He's actually IndyCar Lights winner. Quite accomplished, now testing out the off-road truck world, and did pretty good last year as well. Kind of a developmental year for him on the dirt side.
Well, he keeps bouncing from different race cars to different race cars, and he hasn't really fixated himself on one particular vehicle, except in the last 2 years it would have to be the Pro 2 that he's in right now, which is his own personal vehicle. And there's a learning curve. So he's starting to finally get the hang of it, I think.
And he's learning well.
Give it up for the official lighting sponsor of Torc, the ZXE headlights from Sylvania. Light is power. Xenia, fueled and HID attitude. ZXE high-performance highlights from Sylvania. Get a pair.
Get a pair.
Yeah, exactly. When those rusty nuts, bolts, and locks won't budge, grab a can of liquid wrench-penetrating oil. The fast-acting formula dissolves rust and cuts through grease to free your most stubborn problems. Plus, it's safe on painted surfaces. Liquid wrench penetrating oil for your highest, toughest jobs. Make it move. And KMC wheels. Don't forget about some of the most performance-enhanced race wheels, and for your car, truck, or SUV, see KMC. And K&N horsepower isn't just for NASCAR, it's for your car. It's for off-road and the on-ramp, according to my wife. You need it when you're drifting. You want it when you're passing. Get more with it with a K&N high-flow air filter designed to increase horsepower with up to 50% more airflow. Because whether your green light flashes on the strip or on the street, everyone loves the fast car smell.
50% more airflow. That's a lot of airflow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of breathing.
That's exactly
right
what
there.
my wife doesn't need.
These trucks need some breathing, because you notice a different tone, and they all don't run in Borla exhaust, although they might should. A different tone in these trucks, a lot more horsepower than what you just saw.
Oh, without a doubt, ladies and gentlemen, grab your seats and hang on, because what you watched before was about 500, maybe 550 horsepower. Now you're looking and listening and feeling in the grandstands 900 horsepower. 18 inches of travel in the front, 20 in the rear. These things are the bad boys of the two-wheel drive off-road racing world. You know, it's hard to believe that these things are upwards of over $300,000 a piece. That's not the spare motor. That's not the spare transmission. No spare parts whatsoever. Just to jump in, turn the key, so to speak, and take off. right around 300 grand.
Ooh, that's a lot of money. And we look at the end version for this. It looks like our points leader, CJ Greaves, he picked the number 4 ping pong ball, so he's going to start in 4th. And we know he's the series points leader because he has a perfect season going so far. Can he keep it up here in our 3rd race of the year? Although it's round 4, it's our 3rd race of the year.
Hey, I thought he was going to have issues throwing up the first pitch at the baseball game the other night, and the kid threw a laser strike, so I'm not putting anything by him right now.
And he was faster than me in the go-kart track last night as well. By a 10th. But still fast. The one that's going to be leading this field, and I think that's the one driver that CJ does not want to see out in front, and that's Keegan Kincaid in the 7. That Traxxas entry is fast. I don't care what class you put him in. The kid knows how to drive.
Yeah, Keegan, another one of the drivers, has been bouncing around from different kind of race vehicles, all off-road, but different kind of race vehicles,
right.
Whether it be Pro 2, Pro 4, whatever it may be. He's been bouncing around even in other different series, but the thing is, the kid just seems to pick it up so fast.
We'll see how he does from the pole position here
now,
today.
keep in mind, we talked about this in Pro Light. This is a different track than what the guy saw this afternoon, or I should say this morning. Those doubles are really doubles now. There's more of a kicker at the takeoff, so these guys should be getting some major air when they come on the track for the first 2 laps of, we'll call it reconnaissance laps.
You'll see the other heart in this one. We saw Kyle. We get to see his pops. A legend in 3 and 4 wheel racing. 3 wheels, of course, the ATC champion. And back when I was younger, I don't want to say how young I was. It makes Marty look older. But, now he transited off-road.
It's the power of the stash.
He's strong there, too. And, yes, of course, as Luke Johnson will tell you, there's the power of the stash. And LJ trying to grow his out to emulate one of his buddies, Marty Hart.
Well, I see some race fans still making their way through the pit area, and they got to know without us telling them that they better get to the seats because looks like our track crew's making one quick trip around to make sure everything's clear. But we're about to send these boys out onto the track in just a moment. I like that front row.
And a lot of times it's a sight lap, like a full-on, okay, identify here. You might get on the gas here or there. A lot of times we've been seeing on these wet conditions and the track changing throughout the day, they'll put this first sight lap almost like a flyer lap. They want to see where the traction is at speed.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like some of these drivers. They'll go up there and test or whatever, and they'll test 110% speed. If it breaks, well, guess what? I guess we fixed that part, They just try to build this indestructible race car, keep it light, keep it fast, but we're talking about 900 horsepower. When you hit that throttle, it sets you back in the seat.
It's like our motor medic safety crew out there trying to remove something off the souvenir. He's throwing more body panels.
That'll be making its way into the pits later on. Again, I want to reiterate, everyone, please stick around. I mean, if you're watching us on the web and plan on coming to one of our races, you don't have to leave after the last race is done. Stick around. We had a great crowd well after midnight at Dallas. The race ended at, about 9:30? People were there well after midnight.
So many people got so many parts of trucks signed, body parts signed as well. And I'm not talking about vehicles, but I'm talking about on their persons. That's a whole nother story. But, yeah, whether you're in Chicago or Sturgis or Charlotte or Bark River or that Crandon place that we all know and love, come on out, have a great time. Watch, go on to TorcSeries.com, find a track near you, or even if it's not, turn it into a vacation. Because I promise you, even though Crandon is way the heck out there, it is one heck of a destination.
Oh, it's a bucket list. If you're any kind of a race fan of any form of motorsports.
You don't want to stay at your no-tail motel, though. Your buddies have 47 people staying in one garage, literally.
Oh, that's right. You remembered that, yeah. Across the street from the entrance.
What is it? It's got a nickname to it.
The Wentz Trackside Bar and Grill. It's a guy's garage.
Yeah.
And they've gotten to a point now where they've actually laid
special
full hookups in the yard for people coming up there with campers in their yard.
They need a Mentos sponsorship. All the open mouth snoring, breathing going on.
I'm seeing something interesting. What's going on? I mean, according to our lineup, Keegan should be on the front row along with Marty Hart, but they've got Ari Lyondike staged right now up front.
I don't get it. If he drew the 4 bubble or the 4 mark, I'm not totally sure. So maybe he didn't pick the 4. So from the finish from the first race to be in front should be the inversion. That was 4. So yeah, he should be in front.
Okay.
If he did pick the 4. So Ari should start on pole because he was 4th of that first race. 3rd was Marty Hart. He'll be next to him. 2nd was Keegan, and then CJ. So they just didn't line up properly from the get-go.
No, not this crew. No, that doesn't happen. gosh, you got to love that sound. You're a two-stroke moto kind of guy. I know that, but this has got to still work for you.
Absolutely. And I raced cars for a bit. I raced modifieds cars, and I felt strong with, the horsepower I had, and they're nothing compared to these.
So they'll come out for their 2 laps. Again, this will be a 16-lap main event. Lap 8 competition yellow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's now meet our drivers as they come out onto the course. First truck to come out from Scottsdale, Arizona, driving the GUNK Cooper Tire, entry number 25, Ari Lyondike Jr.
We'll also see the 15 out of Columbia, Louisiana, the Systems Control AMSOIL Maxxis Tire entry. That's Marty Hart.
Our next driver to come out, all the way from Brandon, Wisconsin, driving the Traxxas Cooper Tire, AMSOIL Nissan, entry number 7, Keegan Kincaid.
He's untouchable so far in the Pro 2-wheel drive. He drives the number 33 Monster Maxxis Tire Toyota out of Abrams, Wisconsin, CJ Greaves.
In a brand new truck, he's moved up from Pro Light to Pro 2 out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Driving the AMSOIL Spider-Trax BF Goodrich Ford 44 of Brad Lovell.
He's finished on the podium twice already today in the Pro Lights. Let's see how he does here in the Pro 2-wheel drive out of Temecula, California on the Johnland Racing Cooper Tires AMSOIL entry. That's Doug Patagony, 81.
Our next driver out of Temecula, California. No, actually, that's the next truck is out of San Diego on the Tyree Motorsports Maxxis Tire Ford, the 91 of Nick Tyree.
I might have missed Brad Lovell, the 44, but he's one guy you don't want to count out on the AMSOIL Spider-Trax BF Goodrich machine out of the Big CO, the Colorado Springs area, Brad Lovell. Did Tony Migas make it with us? I think that's him right there.
Yes, he just made it out on the track, yeah. Tony Migas out of Rainbow City, Alabama, driving for Rusty's Off-Road Products, Impact and Mastercraft Safety on BF Goodrich Tires. It's the 13 of...
Migas is on his lid on the sight lap. He said, I said, do you have any goals? He said, I just want to keep it on 4 wheels. I want to keep it going. He did not accomplish that on the sight lap. You don't see that very often.
No, that's Nick Tyree.
Oh, it's not Migas. It's Tyree. I saw the white truck, and I thought it was Migas. So Migas,
yeah.
I didn't mean to put that on you. Tyree, you've been here before. You know not to roll it on the sight lap.
Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger has done this on intros before Monster Jam events, so that's no big deal.
But show it off.
And one of the nicest guys in the pit area, another one of those real quiet guys, likes to hang out. We have material now to work with him.
Yeah, well, he lives in your neck of the woods, San Diego, California, so that's funny.
But I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, no.
But Tony Migas, he's did a pretty good job putting a brand new body in his truck, if you remember the first race this afternoon or this morning.
Yes, he did. That Rusty's Off-Road Products, they do a lot of rock crawling suspension and stuff like that. They are doing good. They must be a really, really good product for those guys because, yeah, they've got some hard workers out there and an awesome setup. And speaking of setup, it looks like Nick Tyree's actually set up back on 4-wheel.
Looks like he's fired up.
Yeah, a lot of black smoke. A lot of. Is that a diesel?
I haven't seen black smoke out of the exhaust like that before when they rolled it over.
A little fire. He's burning some excess fuel there out of the exhaust.
That's
not so good. That was a lot of smoke. It looked like a diesel truck. Hopefully he can get it fired up. Yep, there's the case. Now you let it go through.
Now see if I was
ring it out.
If I was Nick, I'd come up in front of the crowd, do donut, a thumbs up, I'm okay, and go back and get in line.
Let's see if he just pins it around this turn, or he thinks the thing. If he thinks it's injured, he may pull off.
Tires all look fine.
Yeah, something's. He's trying to talk to our official starter up there. I wonder what he could be discussing. Did he get a hold or anything like that? Watch out. Now he's going to get on it. Now it's time to test it. Test her out. And his spotter's saying, hey, shake it down. See what you got. Oh, you know what he's saying? Maybe he's trying to get in his original position. So we've had our sight laps, and yeah, that's probably the case. The 91 of Nick Tyree goes to the back of the back. So he might not even get to go into his own row because he caused that little problem there. But either way, it's the last row for him, and that is going to be the case. He's going to be set up to the left of Migas.
Well, I'm also watching something. It appears right now Ari Lyondike is on the front row all by himself, unless.
No, I think he's just deep staging. We're right next to a track strip. Yeah, he's deep staging right now.
It just kind of had the illusion that Ari's up on a row all by himself.
Yeah. No, I think Marty's just staying behind. It's a little bit of mind games because when you're strapped in, especially with the neck restraints and you can't see, you're wondering where that guy is, and then I bet you Marty gets on the throttle. Watch out for the green flag. You see the cone between that first and second cone. That's the acceleration zone. And right now you see, but Marty giving a little bump.
I already started a little early, almost before that first orange cone, but he gets the whole shot heading into turn number 2.
I thought he was right on it. You put that front bumper on it, we're good to go. And that is the case for Ari Leidendyk Jr. looking for his first ever Torc off-road win here. He's done it in Indy Lights. I've talked about that, but not in the four-wheel off-road series.
Doug Matag working his way through the field. It's getting a little action from Nick Tyree there for a moment. Tyree back underway. Looks like he's got full power, even with that little bit of a rollover on the reconnaissance lap. But right now, I'm liking what I'm seeing on Nick. But, you got that wily veteran running in second place. He's not going to be in a big hurry.
And I like the attitude of his truck over that first couple. Let's see it here. His truck looks like it's flying pretty well. Although I say that, Keegan Kincaid sticks a nose in.
Ari gets up on 2 wheels, almost past the halfway point of no coming back, saves it, falls back to second. We got a brand new leader in Marty Hart.
And Ari's stabbing it a little bit into that one right-hand turn. That might slow him up a tad. Keegan goes to that inside, but will he get the drive to pull out? The wider line should keep a little bit more momentum in these Pro 2-wheel drives. Pro 4s will take almost every low chance they can get.
Yeah, these guys are they'll intentionally go wide in the corners, get a bigger run, a longer run at the tabletops, because these things are severe. Barely able to clear through the doubles.
And C.J. Greaves has now climbed into the back pocket of Keegan Kincaid. You don't want to wait around too long. Of course, we get that competition yellow at the halfway, but you just got to think about pick them off one at a time. And Ari with new suspension. We haven't talked about that this afternoon. A new suspension setup for him. It might have worked for him earlier, but not working out. He doesn't quite know it yet after moving to the Bill Scott.
Well, and the thing is, it's a confidence factor. I mean, how hard can I drive my truck into the corner? If it's handling right, the only way we're going to find is to absolutely go over the line of feeling safe.
He's figured it out now. Look, he slows up on Marty big time. Look at this.
And once it's a confidence factor, he found that he slightly over-rotates. He'll have the inside line.
With help.
But Keegan still right there in the back bumper. I thought for a moment Keegan had a shot at it second. But Keegan's going nowhere. And right away.
The berm.
The berm. Your berm is back, yeah.
The berm is back in town, but, Keegan bumped Ari. Ari was fast that last lap, one of the quickest. But Keegan, I think, feels like he's being held up a little bit. And when Ari was sideways, he gave him a little bit of extra going, hey, come on.
And
you're slowing me down.
This is actually a rough track. If you remember both in the Pro 2 and Pro 4 races this morning, we had multiple flat tires coming off the course after the race was done. So this track is real rough on the sidewalls because I think it's the sidewalls. They're throwing these things in the corner so hard and hitting these ruts that's just ripping these things off the beadlocks.
Faster times for the Pro 2-wheel drives earlier in the Pro Light. The fastest lap, around a 39.4. We're already seeing a 37.4 for Marty Hart in this race. So a two-second differential between the Pro Lights and the Pro 2s.
Keegan just trying to find a way around Ari. He is absolutely getting a snootful almost in every corner. As they exit, man, he just loads up that cockpit of that Trax number 7 with dirt. And, I don't know if you had it in the modified so much as getting roost out on the racetrack, but when you get a big thing like this with 900 horsepower, it's like a 5-gallon bucket of mud just being thrown at your chest and probably getting the wind knocked out of you at the same time.
Yeah, it's painful. And even though you have a suit and, some protection, it still stings as well. Oh, now we're seeing it. Look at Keegan. He's on that outside getting good drive. Can he square it up and get the drive on that inside? There's another bump.
And now lap traffic. It looks like Rusty Migas has a problem. He's keeping it tight to the inside. He's doing the best he could to stay out of the way. He knows he's still learning his way around this racetrack. Looks like everyone's getting around cleanly.
And when it forces everybody to that outside line where they don't want to go, then they are really getting roosted.
Yeah. Maybe even allowed Marty Hart to pull away a little bit. But boy, oh boy, from second on back, what a battle. C.J. Greaves, I'm surprised, is showing as much patience as he is, because Keegan, I think, has probably got the tires that are kicking up the most roost I've seen in a long time.
Look at here, though. You're seeing Ari on your screen, but I think the guy, you talked about it, that looks like he's about ready to pounce is C.J. Greaves. But here you go. There goes Keegan. Can C.J. stick it in there as well? He's going to have to use Ari as a berm if he's going to do it. But Keegan moves into second. Now C.J. starting to work on the GUNK machine in third. CJ with a good drive here on the inside. Can he stuff it in there?
Oh, there's no way he's going to allow Keegan to get away, and that's exactly what CJ did.
And there goes Matag.
Wow. Doesn't take long. If you get hung up on the outside and try and get back down to the inside, this is just like NASCAR drafting almost.
Well, you talked about earlier in the day in the Pro 4-1 draft, Johnny agrees it was one of those he gone situation. Right now, Marty, he gone. Marty Hart is gone, but we have a competition caution. So right now the caution comes out. Marty Smith in front. Keegan Kincaid makes that pass. Just one lap ago in second. CJ Greaves in third. Ari Lyondike Jr. in fourth. Doug Matag fifth. Brad Lovell in sixth. Tyree and Migas 7 and 8. So I think Keegan, that worked out well for him. It didn't make a difference if it's the first lap that you move into second or the last lap before that caution. As long as you're in second, you only have one guy to pass in the back half of this race.
Yeah, we got to remind everybody also that I'd say about 30 minutes or a half hour after the Pro 4 race, right in front of the USAC semi, we're going to have all of our drivers be there signing autographs. They're all going to be there in one spot. You can meet them all, talk to them all, get pictures. Get something signed by
Miss
him.
Torc as well.
Miss Torc will be there. So once again, right after the Pro 4 race, probably about 15, 20 minutes or so right after that race, all our drivers will be there. So please, we reiterated, we said it a million times, stick around, hang out, have some fun. The weather's actually turned out to be pretty darn good. So let's celebrate that fact, if nothing else.
I like this breeze. Mother Nature looking out for us, because not only do we have a breeze, we have a breeze at our back. So it takes any dust that may be a factor that way.
Yeah, that's the other part. Yeah, the Western Inn people may not be liking us so much over there.
I just washed my car.
Oh, the pool. Oh, my God, the pool.
No, it's all good.
So it's Marty Hart up front, Keegan Kincaid, CJ Greaves, Ari Lyondike, and Doug Matag in our top 5. They hit the first cone. They wait. Oh, about halfway through, Marty jumps on the green and pulls away about 2 truck lengths over Kincaid.
So what does CJ do? Does he go inside?
Yep, right away he went inside.
And a little bit of a bump there. He just needs drive. When you go inside, you choke it up. A lot of horsepower, but you need the grip.
And this is where they basically took the gloves off. You know what? This is a very hard track to pass on, and they're not going to wait. They waited maybe in the first half, but they're not going to wait anymore. The patience is thrown out the window.
And you're also seeing a tire manufacturer war as well. Marty.
Hey, CJ's moved into second. Yep. CJ now into second. And Ari Lyondike trying to come back on Kincaid.
Ari looks fast, but I'm thinking they're looking at the tire war in this particular race. Maxis, Cooper. CJ Greaves in second now for the first time in this race. Does he have enough?
Oh, Ari Lyondike over rotates.
Yeah,
he collects Doug Matag. They're both hung up. So Kincaid goes by. Brad Lovell goes by. Matag's back underway.
Marty Hart comes across, completes one more lap. 1.7 differential that last time around, a 37.42, his best lap. 38.24, the best lap for CJ Greaves. 10 laps have been completed here at the Rumble at the River.
Now, I often wonder in this scenario, you got a kid out there running in second, teammates with his dad. Yeah, exactly. But it's his truck, basically. He's got to fix it. Him and the guys have to fix it. Meanwhile, our leader...
Dude, I love that line that CJ just took.
Yeah.
Did you see him square it up and go drastic right side in that rhythm section? I haven't seen anybody really
and
set
he's
up.
reeling in our leader big time.
He did it right there in that one
turn.
He went square berm using motocross strategy and went far right, and that'll also give him more speed around the left-hander on that big tabletop. That's where he closed in. Let's see if he can do it again this time.
He's riding the back bumper, a little love tap. Marty now knows that he's there.
Watch
it's a whole new race up front.
What's he going to do with this right-hander? Is he going to square it up? He's inside here. See if he goes really wide. And there he squares it up. Tight, extremely tight. That's what he did. But watch the speed it gives him in this left-hander as well.
He can enter in a lot quicker and outbreak Marty Hart going into that corner.
And drive out hard is what the deal is. And look at the face full of dirt he just got.
Well, here's the thing. This is just like NASCAR. Some of the fans here don't realize that they actually have earplugs.
Out of the cushion.
Yeah, earplugs in their helmets. And they've got spotters in the stands. So they got people talking to them in their ear, letting them know exactly what's going on, the track conditions, who's doing what, other drivers. So the drivers can actually talk back to the spotters as well. So there's a ton of communication going on right now, specifically with our top two drivers.
If you're hearing C.J. Greaves, you're hearing him go plat, plat as Marty going sideways. Marty Hart loses it almost at the end of that rhythm section.
I think that was intentional. I actually think he was setting up.
I think he was setting up until he swapped so hard one way, and then he had to correct. I think he lost some time. If he went to do that on purpose, I think he lost time doing it. Look at that. He hooks again just a bit, and CJ gets a good drive, and he's set up on that outside to get more drive into the left.
And it won't be long, and lap traffic's going to be an issue as Migas is coming up, and Marty Hart swapped real hard coming out of that corner again. You know, Marty is pretty fast right now. He's going to have to make a mistake, and that might be it right there.
I think he wanted that right side, and Truck says, I'm going left.
That might be in the spot. Forces him wide in the corner. Greaves goes inside. They make contact. They're side by side, and they jump past lap traffic.
And CJ's into him, and he goes around, keeps it pinned. And remember, that's slippery. Here comes Ari. Where does he have to go?
No, that's Kincaid.
That's Kincaid. Sorry about that. Kincaid moves into second. CJ hops back on track in third, but time is running out. Only a couple of laps to go.
That was one of those situations that I think he had to take the chance, and Marty was going to make him earn it. He opened the door just enough, and as Hart got a flat tire, left rear.
With only white flag coming out, he can fight it off for one lap, I believe.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good gap. I could be wrong, but I only see dirt really being kicked up hard by one tire. And I would not. I could be very wrong about that, but with that kind of contact,
I don't
no,
see
it looks like he's still got a strong tire there.
CJ still charging. White flag out. One more lap to go. The fans trying to cheer him on. I think we do see a favorite, but that Traxxas truck number 7. He's not going to back off, especially on this last lap.
Kincaid kind of up on two wheels a little bit, over rotates somewhat coming out of the corner. Time is running out. CJ's right there. The way he's been driving, though, still about 4 truck lengths back.
How about this welcome to Torc for 2015 for this guy?
Up over the last tabletop into the final corner. Out of Louisiana, he's going to do it. Taking the checkered flag, Marty Hart. Welcome back to Torc, my friend. Coming in at second in that Traxxas number 7, Keegan Kincaid, and what a hard charger this young man is becoming. The Monster Energy Toyota number 33 of CJ Greaves.
So we see Marty's son take a win earlier. Now Marty backs it up. The old man in the 15 comes across first here in the Pro 2-wheel drive. Like I said, welcome to Torc 2015 for Marty Hart. A victory for him, and we'll hear from him as well as the rest of our podium right after this at Torc, the Off-Road Championship presented by AMSOIL.
We had these torrential downpours, and these trucks are not designed to have another 2,000 pounds of mud put on them. And then you pack the radiators tight. The tranny gauge, the water gauge, the oil gauge, everything's pegged. The AMSOIL product came through for us and kept the rear end, the transmission, and the engine all running fine. And I tell you what, we were ready to go for the next day and pretty proud of it.
Whether you're a professional driver tearing up the hot mud of the track or a daily driver hitting the cool city streets at night, we built the tire for both of you. At Atturo Tires, we believe great tires do not have to cost a great deal of money. A proven winner, a tire able to handle anything you throw at it on the street or trail. An Atturo Tire, performance within reach.
Torc, the Off-Road Championship is brought to you by Liquid Wrench Penetrating Oil. Dissolves rust and unsticks the toughest nuts and bolts. And by Ide Industries, professional race canopies and hospitality tents. And by Atturo Tires, performance within reach. And by Motor Medic. Maximize your vehicle's performance and long live your ride.
VP Racing Fuels introduces Octanium Octane Improver. Octanium increases octane up to 8 full numbers, the highest improvement on the market, and makes more horsepower as well. Octanium is for off-road use only and is available at AutoZone. For more information, visit vpracingfuels.com. And K&N acceleration is a beautiful thing. Pedal down, pulse up, and nothing feeds your engine what it craves more, like a K&N performance intake. For more airflow in and more horsepower out, guaranteed, pushing you even closer to that blurry line between wicked fast and whiplash. KENDA Tires. For over 50 years, KENDA Tire has produced high-quality, affordable products for the automotive and specialty markets. KENDA is the tire of choice for the number 27 Pro Light of Sean Morris. Visit our product display area here at the track and find out why. KENDA Tires, designed for your journey.
I got put back on program,
and
too.
Impact. Check out those great-looking uniforms the Torc safety officials are wearing. Need something like this for your personal safety? Well, call the friends at Impact Racing. Order your custom-designed driver or crew suit today, or visit them at impactraceproducts.com.
I can...
Welcome back to Torque, the Off-Road Championship. Marty Hart taking the victory in the Pro 2-wheel drive. He's with Kate Osborne.
Marty, what an absolutely incredible race for you. You said you want to go out and kick some butt. Did you?
Well, a lot better than we have been. You know, it just takes us a little time to get used to this thing. I mean, I know it's a good truck. I just don't want to go out there and yard sell it or something for this team because they work so hard, and it's a really good truck. So I'm just having to kind of get used to everything, you know. And so it's just one of those deals. You just kind of work your way through it. And, I mean, you know, I've been getting banged around pretty good bit. And, you know, hopefully I can dish some of that back here in a couple races.
Now, there was a really good battle between you and CJ at one point. What could you see from your point of view?
Well, I just was kind of racing the racetrack because it got so, you know, it was coming apart really bad, big berm. So I just kind of run my own lines, and, you know, my spotter was telling me he was right there. And I kind of hopped out over there in that corner, which let him come up there beside me. But, I mean, I didn't think he had anywhere to go because that jump was coming up on the inside. So he wasn't up beside me, so I was okay. So we got together, and, you know, it's just one of those racing deals. It's off-road racing. That's why people come to watch it.
There you have it. Congratulations, Marty.
Thanks.
You think he's happy, Scott?
Are you kidding me? The tow home to Louisiana is going to be a lot shorter with father and son winning on the same day. I'm not sure if that's ever happened before with them.
You don't think RJ and Luke did it?
No. I mean with these two.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's possible.
I'm not sure.
That is possible.
But either way, it's pretty cool just to win a race and then to have something as monumental as your family member to do it on the same day as well is pretty cool.
Looks like we have more interviews for our Fox show. Again, we don't have the air dates, but you can keep up track on TorqueSeries.com. Also, Fox Sports, so Fox Sports 1 or Fox Sports 2. So we'll be doing interviews throughout, and that's why you might be questioning what Kate Osborne's doing there. Sometimes you hear, sometimes you don't. But it looks like Kate's down there one more time.
All right, Marty Hart, an exceptional race for you. A lot of battles. Track was pretty rough around the edges, but what was working for you?
Well, the whole team, actually, team Chad Horde Racing, System Control, Amsoil, Maxxis Tires, Rigid Industries, all the guys that helped get us here. You know, this team works so hard. It's a very good truck. And I'm glad to be able to put it on the podium for them.
Thanks, Marty.
All right, thank you.
Keegan says, great stuff. You could read his lips out there and admiration between the two there. He knew when he was beaten that time. Marty had the fastest truck at the time, and he comes out on top, takes the checkered flag, and you know it hasn't been all easy in pro-wheel drive for Marty Hart. He starts with 3 podiums of the year, but a third, and finally getting that first victory in the third try.
Well, he's in a proven truck. It's a Chad Horde, his team. It's a prep truck by that team. He teamed up with Chad. Chad moving up into Pro 4. What a great relationship those two have. I mean, you know the personalities separate from themselves, but when you take those two personalities and put them together, I think they can really, really, really help each other. I mean, even Chad's been driving for so many years, can still learn a lot from somebody like Marty Hart.
Absolutely. It's one of those been there, done that scenarios, and that's the case with Marty Hart. Keegan Kincaid, we'll probably hear from him in just a moment. Going to finish in second spot. He came into this event second in points, built off of his consistency. And when I talk about consistent with Marty and CJ, the most consistent this year has been Keegan Kincaid. He comes across second just like he had done the previous 2 times in Pro 2-wheel drive.
Yeah, Keegan Kincaid, absolutely consistent right now. You have 3 seconds, 3 second place podium finishes. Got to feel good about that.
Oh, yeah, we definitely feel good. This Traxxas truck ran flawless today. And this AMSO held up. That training was way over 300, and the last 2 races, we were like, we got to go for it. So to come away with a second again, it's awesome, but, it sucks. It sucks being that first loser, but we'll get there, and now we close a little gap on CJ in points, so it's going to be good going into Chicago. So should be a good points battle, and hopefully we can put this Traxxas truck on top of the box next round.
You're talking about battles. There's quite a few battles going on out there. What was the moment for you where you're like, all right, I feel like I'm in second?
Oh, it was a battle with the track, and it got rutted up really bad, and it got me one time, and that's when it put me back a little ways, and those 2 got to battle, and Marty and CJ, and it gave me an opportunity to get up there into second, and we knew we couldn't look back from there, and to put this Traxxas truck up on the box once again, it just feels great.
Now, you were saying earlier today that you were going to go out and drive harder. How'd you do?
Oh, I tried, and it ended up putting me in a little bit of predicament out there, and I bolt threw it away, and I calmed myself down, gathered back up, and we're up here again, so I couldn't be happier. I just got to give a shout-out to my wife. She graduated college this past weekend. We couldn't be here, so this one was for you.
There you go. Congratulations.
I can't wait to hear the next interview because
why? CJ Greaves coming up next?
Yeah, I like the personality of that young gun. Plus, I also like I want to hear what he's going to have to say of what took place in the track.
I think it was one of those have to do it right now kind of scenarios. He saw that bullseye right in front of him, and he had to stick it in there. Should he have waited? Maybe, but you'll never get that pass if you don't try.
Yeah, I mean it's the hole was there. Marty made him pay for it, and
it cost him another position as well.
Well, and the thing is, too, what's going to happen next time that same scenario happens?
Yeah, like I said, if you play follow the leader and don't stick your nose in there, you'll never get by. That was the case for CJ Greaves. He stuck his nose in there that time. Unfortunately, he paid the price, and Kate's with him.
CJ, that was some battling there with Marty at the very end of the race to kind of punch it back a bit. What happened?
Yeah, we clearly had the fastest truck out there, and came from 4th. Still at halfway, was in 3rd, made some moves. He had about 4 or 5 truck lengths on us, reeled him in. Ran him clean the whole time, never even touched him, and then we come over the big jump, and he just jumps into the door. So I guess I'll remember that for next time. You run him clean, he gives you the bumper. So it'll all come around again.
Let's talk about the truck. What was working for you today?
All line choice. I got a motocross background, and it just proved it out here. And we have a strong truck, strong crew. All them guys work their butts off to run 2 races in the matter of 5 hours today, so can't wait to do it again in Pro 4.
Awesome. Congratulations here today, and best luck in Pro 4.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. There he is, the monster man. He comes out, I don't know if it's smack talk, but he's saying, we'll see. It's a long series. We're early in the program.
Raised eyebrow, yeah.
We're early in the program, and we're 2/3 through our racing program today. The Pro Lights are done. The Pro 2-wheel drive, guess what's up? The Pro 4-wheel drive's here shortly.
I'm professional drifter Ryan Torc, and I use VP fuels.
there racing. God, I love the sound.
What Borla does with the sound of this exhaust, there's a linear relationship between what's going on in the engine to what's going on in the exhaust.
When I hear that engine screaming, get about 6,000 RPM. It's the sound of power.
All you need to know is tune yourself to the exhaust. What a great product. Well engineered.
Torc, the Off-Road Championship is brought to you by TireRack.com. Tires, wheels, and more to your door. And by Luby Equipment. Equipment is our product. Service is our business. And by KENDA Tires, designed for your journey. And by AMSOIL, the pulse of performance.
Yeah. We'll have to be great together.
When you're stuck with a dead battery, Pep Boys has the one you need and the human decency to install it for free. Trust the boys to get you there.
K&N Performance Air Intake Systems. For more airflow in, more horsepower out. Guaranteed.
Carbon is the enemy of any fuel system, zapping the power and performance out of your engine. With MotorMedic's new Fuel Pro Complete, the professional-grade fuel system cleaning kit, you can take back the power in just 5 minutes with 2 easy steps. Fuel Pro Complete from MotorMedic. Find it at your local auto supply retailer. And IDE Industries is the official race canopy sponsor of the Torc Off-Road Championship Series presented by AMSOIL. IDE is an award-winning fabricator of transport trailer canopy systems, corporate hospitality tents, mobile marketing exhibits, and custom shade structures. IDE provides pro hospitality for your pro team. Visit them online at racecanopies.com. And don't forget about Pep Boys. Are you a hardcore racer or a weekend warrior? An off-road enthusiast? Well, the Pep Boys Speed Shop has you covered with thousands of performance and off-road parts. Don't wait for a mail order to arrive. Check out the thousands of in-stock speed, performance, and off-road parts, all brands you want to keep you going. Go to pepboys.com/speedshop to check out all the Speed Shop locations nationwide. Proud to be a Torc Series sponsor. And race fans, don't forget about Arturo. Tires is proud to sponsor another exciting day here at the races, featuring some of the most daring drivers of the Torc Series like the number 43, Travis Dinsmore, or the 151 of Andrew Carlson. For the pro tires that put performance within reach, visit our booth here or go to Arturo.com. Well, now it's time to meet our top 3 finishers at the podium. Finishing third, I love the attitude in the interview just a moment ago. From Green Bay, Wisconsin, driving the Maxxis Tire Monster Energy Toyota, the number 33 of C.J. Greaves. Finishing second out of Crandon, Wisconsin, driving the Traxxas Cooper Tire AMSOIL number 7, Keegan Kincaid. And this is another guy I would love to see the size of his trophy room over the years. From Columbia, Louisiana, driving the Systems Control AMSOIL Maxxis Tire entry, the number 15, Marty Hart. This is one of those moments where I guess it's getting like NASCAR. I got to do that hat swap thing, huh?
Why is that?
Sponsors.
Yeah, they're doing that there, representing all of them well.
But you notice the difference, though.
What's that?
On the right side of that podium, you saw CJ with a little bit more of a flat bill.
Yeah, the California West Coast bill.
And then on the left side, you saw Marty a little bit more of the what I like, the baseball kind, curve it a little bit.
In the middle?
Yeah.
So what was Keegan's? In between?
He can do anything he wants because he's 6'5".
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Couple AMSOIL drivers up there. And two different tire representatives. And, we've also been told, I want to point that out, but yes, they do sign autographs immediately following the event. And one thing that I was not aware of is they're actually going to let the fans out there on the racetrack. So there's souvenirs to be had out there on the racetrack after the races today. So, yeah, get your autograph from the piece that you might be able to find out there on the track. We're popping bottles here at Torc, the Off-Road Championship, presented by AMSOIL. Congratulations to Mr. Hart taking his first victory in 2015. I'm sure it's not going to be his last.
I'm professional drifter Ryan Torc, and I use VP fuels.
When I'm out there racing, God, I love the sound.
What Borla does with the sound of this exhaust, there's a linear relationship between what's going on in the engine to what's going on in the exhaust.
When I hear that engine scream and get above 6,000 RPM, it's the sound of power.
All you need to know is tune yourself to the exhaust. What a great product, well engineered.
Whether you're a professional driver tearing up the hot mud of the track or a daily driver hitting the cool city streets at night, we built the tire for both of you. At Atturo Tires, we believe great tires do not have to cost a great deal of money. A proven winner, a tire able to handle anything you throw at it on the street or trail. An Atturo Tire, performance within reach.
Race fans, win a trip for two to participate in the 2015 AMSOIL America Adventure. It's a 6-day driving competition that takes teams across the country and challenges them to win with new clues and prizes each day. Enter to win at AMSOILRacing.com. You can follow all the action of your favorite Cooper Tire driver on Twitter at Team Cooper Tire. Cooper Tire, an official tire sponsor of the Torc Off-Road Series. Visit CooperTire.com to locate a dealer near you. And Borla Performance has long been the manufacturer of high-quality stainless steel exhausts that smash the competition when it comes to both sound and durability. Stop by the Borla booth in the vendor area to find the perfect note for your vehicle, and be sure to enter for a chance to win a free Borla exhaust. Borla, building excitement. And I just want to make a quick mention that the Torc Series partnered earlier this year, just a couple weeks ago, with the Chris Cobb Memorial Benefit Foundation at our Dallas race, and it worked out so well, Robbie, that we're going to partner with them the rest of the year, as a lot of our race teams are actually running Chris Cobb Memorial Benefit stickers on their race trucks. And I also encourage everyone to go to ChrisKyleMemorialBenefit.com and purchase a hat, a T-shirt, or something, and donate to the cause. They've already set a date for 2016 at the stockyards in your backyard, basically, there in Fort Worth. And tremendous event, tremendous cause. If you've never seen American Sniper, I beg of you, go see it. It will give you a whole different perspective, or a new perspective, on what takes place overseas with our men and women.
It comes out on DVD on Tuesdays, what I've been told. And, you know, we even had a little kickback Ricky Bobby impersonator last night at the kart track. Raised $1,200, and you might see a little more on that and on YouTube, I'm quite sure.
The things
he was on fire. Let's just put it that way. Oh, man, we've still got more racing to go. You hear them firing up back behind. Yep, a lot of horsepower, but more wheels pulling it here very shortly.
Getting out in front on the racetrack or on the trail requires every performance edge you can get. AMSOIL Synthetic Dirt Bike Oil is formulated to maximize horsepower. Its synthetic base oils reduce energy loss to friction, meaning your engine works less to deliver more power to the ground, helping you get out front and stay out front. AMSOIL Synthetic Dirt Bike Oil. Out front performance.
When you need new brakes, Pep Boys Precision Match is the best brake service to make stopping as smooth as humanly possible. Trust the boys to get you there.
In the previous two races of Pro 4-Wheel Drive, we've had two different winners. Will we see a third in as many races? We're about to find out. The final race of the afternoon. You're seeing the men that are leading the field, led by that 47 of Mike Jenkins. I thought it was ironic that Kate said that he said that he needed to be a little more, the guys need to be a little more patient and wait for things to happen, when he looked like he was the most aggressive at any one point and losing every body panel on his truck. And I know his wife, Kelly Snyder, or now Kelly Jenkins, is watching, his pregnant wife, I might add, that watching back at home. Have not seen her here on track, and he's going to get to lead this field, so we'll see how aggressive he stays in this final race of the weekend.
He was on the podium in Dallas.
Yep.
Very aggressive, like you said. And my gut is telling me,
it's going to be even more.
No, my gut is telling me that Mike is in the spot. He's in the zone. My gut's telling me this is Mike's day.
It could happen. Again, we've had two different winners.
You know, I think, if we go back, CJ and Johnny, father and son, were getting into each other a little bit in this race and took CJ out of the race. And they're starting basically side by side in this race. Again, CJ, will he learn anything from Pro 2? Not being as aggressive, trying to be more patient? Will Johnny open the door and make a mistake and let CJ by? And then you got Scott Douglas, who also, during the offseason, has totally changed his team, refocused, decided, you know what, this year I'm going to be the aggressor. I'm not going to be the receiver of all this stuff. I'm going to be the aggressor. I'm going to be the instigator.
Proved that in Texas.
Yeah. So, what's going to happen? Who's to know? But my gut tells me Mike Jenkins has had problems working through his way through the field sometimes, getting caught up in incidences. But right now he's got clean track in front of him. I think we're going to find out what kind of driver he is starting on that front row.
Been told Ross Hook had a mechanical problem, not able to start this second race. Maybe the case you're talking about. Scott Douglas, we saw a mechanical with him in that first race. He was looking strong and then backed out correctly. Did we find out what was wrong with his truck?
Sounded like it was a front diff. We remember how the truck was handling. I couldn't tell if he had front wheel drive or something was in the steering. It was a front diff, so they got that taken care of. But here's our lineup as they come out on the track. On that pole, he comes out of McKinney, Texas, driving that Traxxas Cooper Tire Ford, the number 47 of Mike Jenkins.
Behind him in those AMSOIL colors, He's already won once this year. That was back in Texas. He hails from El Cajon, California. The Amsoil, four-leg sauce, Walker Evans Racing Cooper Tire Machine. That's the 7 of Scott Douglas.
Well, I know there's a couple of Upers up there in the UP of Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Not far from Park River. They know where Belch, Michigan is at because that's the hometown of this driver. Driving the Cat Equipment Amsoil Max Timer 9 from Belch, Michigan, Chad Horn.
We also have another Greaves. Which one do we have come up? The Deuce, I believe, out of Green Bay, Wisconsin at Monster Energy Maxxis Tire Toyota. That will be Johnny Greaves in the field.
And rounding out the field, his son, also out of Green Bay. He's looking for a home, I guess. To buy a place, get out of the house, and maybe it's on his own. Maybe his mom and dad are kind of like, hey, cutting the cord.
It's time.
Yeah. Well, he's driving that Maxxis Tire Toyota number 33. I love that attitude he had in the Pro 2 race. We'll see if he can make something happen in Pro 4. It's the 33 Maxxis Tire, the orange entry of C.J. Greaves.
Get on it, C.J. Got a third in that first race. Had a 5-3 main event scores so far for 2015 for C.J. See if he can get in that top 2. I think he can. He's been the most aggressive, but he's got the most drivers to pass. Again, with mechanical difficulties earlier for Ross Hook dropping out of this. Hopefully Scott Douglas has things worked out. So they will start side by side. So with Pro 4-wheel drive, do you get to pick, actually? Do you always, however, if you're pulled, do you always have to take that inside lane?
No, you don't. I mean, it's usually you basically start wherever you want. Especially what's interesting on land rush starts, where you start side by side, you can still, just like
that
in moto,
for sure, right?
You can still do it as well. So
I didn't know it on the side by side starts if the pole sitter picks inside or outside, pull in or pull out.
Yeah, I got a couple of special friends up there in the UP that have been texting all afternoon about this race.
You've got friends?
Yeah, I haven't paid them off yet though. So JT and your gang, I want to thank you guys for tuning in once again. So the Upers are watching. We're about to go green this time by JT. Cheer on your buddy, Chad Hord, as we're about to go green. That front row pretty stout. What's going to happen? Here they come towards that first cone. Mike Jenkins has the control of the start, and he does it. Nails it.
We get the full truck length almost.
And how about Chad Hord trying to muscle his way to the inside? Douglas having nothing to do with it.
And I think Johnny Greaves takes advantage of that. Look at Johnny Greaves. He's going to have a good drive on that outside, dropping into third spot. Scott Douglas in second. They're chasing Mike Jenkins, who's out in front. C.J. Greaves trying to get by Hord. And he's inside of Chad Hord, but can he get it shut down and still get that drive?
Now this is where it's going to be a little easier to get around that infield right-hand turn because that wall, the berm, isn't there yet. So if you're going to be able to throw these trucks sideways, which they're notoriously for, just backing into the corners, they're not able to do it yet on this track. And keep in mind also, the race this morning, there are multiple flat tires where the sidewalls were ripped off the V-locks just from the ruts and how rough this track was.
And let's find out what Johnny can do. And we see Douglas get on two wheels for just a bit, but he settles it back down again. Just when I thought Johnny had a pretty good drive, Douglas holds him off, and you see him trying to set up. But if all of those trucks, those four-wheel drives, take that inside line, as CJ now moves up one spot, if everybody takes it inside, that wall's going to build up really fast.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that drivers that are notorious for backing their trucks up, I call it Steve Kinser style.
They won't have the option, will they?
No, they're changing their driving styles completely. Douglas is one of the guys that backs and loves.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pitched sideways into the corner way before he gets there. He's changed his driving style just for this track, and look how he's on the back bumper. Jenkins, he's bouncing his way through this. This might be where his desert racing experience from years gone by is going to help him with his deep ruts.
The track's going to change, and you have to make adjustments. That may be the case for Scott Douglas. Right now, he's being chased down by Johnny Greaves. Everybody's chasing Mike Jenkins on that Traxxas entry. Jenkins, so far this season, with a third and a fourth. He's first right now, and again, we will have that competition caution at the halfway point. 900 horsepower, four-wheel drives, and CJ is closing in on his dad. The fourth and third position starting to tighten up.
I think Johnny's somewhat patient where he's at this moment, running that third spot. He's watching the guys in front of him, what they're doing. If there's an advantage, if there's a spot where he can take it, move up one, he will. But I think he's kind of content where he's at until the halfway point.
So you have to look for guys on the move. I think CJ's that guy after getting by Chad Hord. Johnny can't run too defensive, although he may be comfortable.
There's a mistake by Douglas.
Oh, there goes.
The outside. Douglas had to go to the outside because that's where the rhythm section took him.
He's going to lose two.
Yeah, he's going to lose two spots.
all in one turn in the straightaways, and that moves Johnny up to second. We'll see if Team Greaves can close
got
in.
a problem.
Again, that's 2 races in a row for the 7th.
Douglas has an issue. He is definitely off the pace.
Douglas dropping back again. Good starts in both finals today, but have to drop back due to mechanical for whatever reason. And is he getting drive from the front? I think I see it turning some front. I think it's seeing some front tire roost, aren't I?
On the right front, I don't think I saw any, but I'm mainly watching Jenkins right now and how Johnny seems to be sizing him up a little bit.
I'm watching CJ sizing up Johnny.
But the thing is, Jenkins is fast, but is Johnny fast enough?
Oh, look at this.
You know, he's forcing the issue. He's making, just like NASCAR, you tap him going into the corners a little bit, just upset that suspension just a tad, enough to force him to the outside. There's the hole you need.
Especially if I'm in the Pro 4 class, I don't want to give up hardly any outsides. I want to make them go the long way around. In saying that, when you guard the inside, a lot of times you can't keep that momentum up and you lose ground. But still, if you're going to pass me, you're going to go the long way around.
Yeah, and the thing is, here's where the spotters are coming in too. They see where Johnny may be faster, or CJ in certain parts of the course, so they're telling Mike where that line is, and Mike is definitely trying it.
Look at CJ closing in. He's trying to do what
Here
Johnny
comes
just
Johnny.
did.
Johnny's up alongside, now up front. Jenkins coming back to the inside.
Oh,
laying hard on the
and
bumper.
what a save. And can CJ take advantage of it? He needs to shut off Dad, because second, again, is really good with that competition caution coming up. What a save by Johnny. What a big move by CJ to move into second. Now he's all over Mike Jenkins, who's still back winning this thing.
And that's how good these guys are. It was just a little bit of a love tap. The suspension was way unloaded on the outside, and Mike just barely touched him, if at all, got him up on 2 wheels, and that's what these guys are doing.
We're taking the wide line. Look at him. He's trying to make it happen. He's not backing out. I see fists in the air. The crowd is into it. Look at this. CJ says, I'm in the lead now.
That is all power right there. He planned that pass about 3 corners before he got there.
And remember I said, if you're going to pass me, you're going to pass me the long way around. CJ did just that. A lot of horsepower, but a smooth driving line to get it done.
If there ever was a golden child, it's definitely that guy right here. As the competition yellow comes out.
Oh, man, so he did it at the right time. And Johnny looks fast, no doubt, right? But he put a driver in between himself and Johnny. CJ's the guy I'm talking about. Mike Jenkins still has a shot at this. One inside move, one little bump here and there, then he could be about
Look how many times you guys are getting up on 2 wheels. Just simple bike, and all of a sudden, Mike is right by there.
You thought Mike might have tapped Johnny a little bit to get him on 2. I thought Johnny got out into that line and was bicycling. So you thought you saw a little bump from Mike?
I'm not saying it did happen. I mean, but that's how close these guys drive. I mean, they're not trying to take each other out, but the truck was unloaded so much to the outside, all it would take is just a little tap.
Oh, yeah, rolled it for sure. But hey, to Johnny's credit, when you're bicycling like that with 2 wheels on the side, you can still try and hold position and turn right, which gives you more chance to roll, or you can just say, you know what, set her down. Turn left, lose a spot, live to fight another day, and Johnny chose to do that. And he still almost held off CJ.
And here's the thing, too. You got the impatient kid from the Pro 2 race up front right now. He's got nothing but clean track. What's going to happen with Mike Jenkins?
Clean track, fast truck.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to find out.
He's passed the whole field.
Matter of fact, yeah, exactly. And Scott Douglas is out there running for points, and I think he has lost front wheel drive. The way that truck is handling, it's like pushing a plow. Yeah, he's the back of that truck is squirrely all over the place, and it shouldn't be.
All right, here we go. CJ with the start. He's trying to get.
He held him a long time.
He's trying to get some dirt cookies to Mike Jenkins. Johnny Greaves is the one to watch. Now Mike's not going to be able to get it. Oh man, good start by CJ. Now Mike's trying to hold off Johnny. Greaves back in 3rd place. The monster truck not able to get by. The Traxxas truck in 2nd. Doing a good job holding position in 2nd. And look at that, an inside line.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't want to hit that jersey barrier.
CJ found that line in Pro 2, remember?
He squared it up, but I thought he did more outside-inside. There's one jersey barrier right where that Amsoil banner is ending. That's the one thing you do not want to hit because it will not move.
CJ's taking a little wider line coming out of that final corner before the finish line.
Whoa!
Big time swapping sideways. He was like pointed at 2 o'clock in the air off that tabletop, and that's front-wheel drive. That was all front-wheel drive that saved him. He nailed the throttle, pulled it back straight.
Ooh, my. my heart rate is pushed up just a bit, and CJ separates himself just a little bit because you had to think the guys behind him see CJ doing that, and you don't want to stay in it and run into it.
Trent just gets sideways. He nosed it hard. He nosed it hard.
Look at the front end just folded up under that truck. He broke something big time.
Yeah, he basically, it was a lawn dart.
Did it fold the whole front end over?
It looks like it broke upper shock mounts.
Yes.
The upper shock mounts broke.
The whole front end of that thing just folded over, so we're going to have probably a full course caution.
Absolutely, a full course caution.
So
you can see where well, now you can't, but there's...
They might get that is going to be a tough job getting that truck off of the track. They might have to lift the front end up just to drag that thing off of the track. Let's take a look at what happened. Look at the 47 here.
Great angle right here. Gets through the corner clean, but this is where the rhythm section comes up.
Ooh.
Right there, that first one.
He just stabs it. It didn't look that bad. I wonder if it was going, if it was weak and it just snapped, because it didn't look like that hard of a hit. It looked like a part that finally just let go at that moment.
And the thing is, they bottom out. I mean, if he bottomed out that hard and...
Yeah, it snapped.
You know, the skid plate may not have hit, but he bottomed out the shocks and broke the upper shock mounts.
He dug something in, so when that bottom sticks, it folds over that front. But I don't know. I thought he would generally be able to pull through that, and that a new truck for 2015 as well.
Yeah,
so
I believe so. Yeah,
and it will be the first time. All right, let's take a look at it again from a different angle. Let's see how hard this hit is. It's pretty hard, but I don't know. I think it happened
right away. You saw the fenders Fenders popped up on the very first one.
I don't know.
So you see it both sides.
Yeah.
So you know what? I just think it was a parts failure. If you want to call it that, chassis failure.
Is it a weak weld, something like that? But something seemed like it was not as strong, because the second it happened, it was snap fold over.
Yeah, and they on both sides, the whole entire front end. It snapped in a uniform fashion. So they may have come across it.
A weak spot.
I don't want to knock the guys, but it may have been a design flaw. I mean, when something happens like that, they hit it absolutely square. It was a perfect storm.
If you pogo, it's one thing.
Yeah, it already happened.
Well, you back it up just a tad. Yeah, it's already done at that point. Maybe Kimberly, she's given us a lot of great shots. If we could see that one a little earlier, I think we would see the front end really.
And now I'm wondering, CJ Greaves, or is that Johnny? Yeah, Johnny got in just slightly into the back of him. Did he do something to his front end, the left front? I mean, because if all of a sudden you got that front spinning and it touches another tire, it stops it.
Sure, though. Let's take a look at this one more time. All right, here's coming out of the turn. Watch how hard he hits just the first jump. Is it the takeoff that does it, or the landing?
Oh, it's absolutely the landing.
Hang on. Yeah, he just
absolutely.
He hit a solid part, and now we're back into racing. The yellow has turned to green, and CJ with a good start. And he hit, look at that big berm over there. When you watch it through the video monitor up tight, there is a big berm coming into that turn. I didn't notice it from far away, but it's as big as this middle one was in the earlier part of today.
Yeah, these guys are absolutely beating up their equipment and just beating up themselves as well. And we're going to find out what kind of shape CJ's in. I mean, if there's a golden child, I said there's a golden child out there in that pit area of all these kids that are racing. It's definitely this one right here. There's nothing that seems like he can't do. Whether it be handlebars or steering wheels or baseballs.
Not that he was given everything. I think he's kind of earned everything that he has in front of him.
When I said golden child, I mean gifted as far as talent.
Right. Absolutely. CJ Greaves has Maxxis Monster Energy truck.
Well, now let's throw this scenario out there. How aggressive is Johnny going to be?
He wants it. He's talking back up for sure, because this could be the championship still.
Well, that's his dollar bill that's running up front.
Doesn't make a difference. He wants a win right now, and so far in the Pro 4-Wheel Drives, we had a different winner in each race. This could be the third, but when you're looking at series points, Johnny's in the lead of Chad Horde by 6. He was 8 ahead of Mike Jenkins. He has, a 10-point advantage over his son, CJ. CJ looking to make up a couple of points right here. Yeah, this could be the championship. I know you're saying this early, but you've got to look at every race as the one that could be the difference. Don't put it at that last race of the year at Crandon, because anything can happen at Crandon.
I'm looking at Scott Douglas, and he's definitely minus front-wheel drive.
And he's just in salvation mode. He's looking for a chance.
Oh, and the thing is that these two Toyotas running up front are not indestructible. No. We've seen them break a time or two as well, so that in the future round of racing, that could happen. But I'm really impressed right now with Chad Horde.
Yep, and the new Cat entry back there in third. He took advantage in that first main we saw earlier today, taking second place when he was back, at fifth, but he made it all happen in one corner. Insurance was free today, but bicycles are free too. If you catch a rut the wrong way, it will send you over on 2 wheels.
I'm thinking he's actually catching Johnny at the moment. He's about 3 truck lengths behind. Just a few laps remaining. He's got 2 truck lengths behind. Chad Hort definitely is reeling in Johnny.
And as much as CJ doesn't want to admit it, he's kind of pulling for Chad Hort because that'll help him another point as well in the championship.
Oh, he won't be ashamed to admit it.
No, it's all a team at Greaves Motorsports, I'm sure he's saying. The orange truck's faster than the black one, it looks like today. I don't know if it's setup or if it's driver or just the position they put themselves in, but CJ definitely has something for everyone in this Pro 4-wheel drive class.
He's had something for everybody in every class he's ever driven in. And like you say, he's one of those few drivers that has learned from the very first day how to set up, how to work on shocks, how to sweep the shop. I mean, the kid does it all.
This will be his first Pro 4-wheel drive victory, right? Period? I think so, isn't it? Because we saw him.
We saw him last year.
Yeah, we saw him last year, but it was more of almost shakedown kind of racing. And it may be his first Pro 4 victory. We'll have to get that official work. Yep, it will be his first ever Pro 4 victory. And it looks like I'm seeing more souvenirs being laid out in the whoop section over there. And again, want to remind everybody that the track will be open to walk around, see what these guys deal with as a white flag comes out. 1 more lap to go, but after this race, the track will be open. Get the rider's autograph or the driver's autograph back there in the midway just behind.
Hang out all afternoon.
Have a cocktail with me and Scott. He drinks Clamato.
What?
But with nothing else in it.
But the white flag is out one more time around. CJ just on cruise control. Johnny, I don't know. I think you may be happy you're okay with settling for second right now. And now I think this may be the first time ever in off-road, short course off-road racing history that we actually have one kid tell his dad, okay, Dad, I beat you in a Pro 2 and I beat you in a Pro 4.
And that's the case. He was first in his first main event, third in his second, and taking a win here in St. Louis. The Maxxis entry of C.J. Greaves, his first Pro 4-wheel drive victory. He pulls up on that jump looking for his dad. Over to the right, I can promise you he's trying to slow down on that straightaway. He's saying, man, I guess I beat him by more than I thought I did.
Here they come alongside. Check out the camera.
Pop's not one to pull necessarily too far up to the side. Maybe they'll get it here.
You know, Johnny's still got his complete body on that truck, so he doesn't want CJ to peel off a fender, probably.
Yeah, now they're doing it. Now he looks over at him and gives him the thumbs up. A nice father and son moment. As the fans make their way out of the stands here, I'm sure they're just working their way around over to the trophy presentation and also the track and the autograph signing at the end of our program. That's it as far as racing is concerned. Taking the victory in Pro 4-wheel drive, CJ Greaves, Marty Hart winning the Pro 2-wheel drive, and his son Kyle Hart. So it was literally a family affair this weekend. Fathers and sons with strong finishes in Torc, the Off-Road Championship, the Rumble at the River.
I want to remind everybody that autograph session we've been speaking about will be right in front of the USAC trailer, which is, well, you can't miss it when you walk by, turn to your right. There it is, that big, beautiful black and burgundy semi. And as you work your way down to the grandstands, they'll be pulling off the track right alongside of you. Everybody slap your hands together for these guys. Mother Nature's been kicking their butt all season long so far.
Not today.
But, man, high fives around. Here they come off the track. In a moment, they'll be outside the trucks for the interviews.
So take pictures, too, because it's
absolutely.
a historic day. It's a historic day.
Go to the Torc Facebook page. And how do you do that? Hashtag #,
yeah,
stuff again.
What? Yeah, make sure that you hashtag Torc. Torc on Fox. We always throw that down for the TV show. But this is a historic day for these guys. And coming across there is Chad Hort in third, but CJ taking his first Pro 4 victory ahead of his father, Johnny Greaves, in second.
So definitely check us out on, I think we...
it must have been all that schooling yesterday that he did on us yesterday at the go-kart track. A great facility here as well. We'd like to thank them for the hospitality yesterday at the kart track. I think we need to get a full-on competitive race going next year if we come back to St. Louis.
With clothes on. No Ricky Bobbies.
Ricky Bobby.
No Ricky Bobbies. But yeah, Chris Blair, thank you so much for having us out here. You and your staff did a heck of a job.
There he is. It's a great day for C.J. Greaves, taking his first ever Pro 4 victory in that Maxxis entry. Yep, it's an awesome day, and you can see it in that smile.
CJ, you must be extremely excited with that win. Now, did you expect that you would be winning Pro 4, your first win in Pro 4, by the third round in the season?
Yeah, you know, we had a strong truck. I have the best teacher out there, and he was chasing me, so what more can we ask for? And my crew worked their butts off. I mean, every day, day in, day out, they're at the shop putting in their time. So I knew sooner or later it was going to come. I mean, can't thank the man above for keeping me safe. Can't
thank his dad.
Everyone. I mean, they did it all. It was just a fun race. I had a couple lines that no one caught on to. Everyone was trying to run the bottom, and I just started running the berms. They were huge, and it seemed to pay off.
All right, congratulations, CJ and Johnny. As we're coming on, you can come over and join the fun. What is it like battling between the both of you? I mean, this exceptional father-son combo, first and second, back and forth. What was that like for you, Johnny?
Oh, it was awesome. You know, I actually switched over to his radio channel for a while there, and I was talking to him. You know, he actually had some better lines than me, and I picked up on him in the end. And you know, when Mike broke there, I hit the back of him so hard, and I bit my tongue. And I thought for sure my truck was broke. It was starting to make noise. But, man, this Max's Toyota Tundra, Forest County Potawatomi, AMSO, all these guys who keep it running in TRD, it just it keeps on ticking. You can't keep these trucks down.
All right, well, congratulations, both of you. Exceptional win for the Greaves family. Absolutely.
Thanks. Yeah, great day for the Monster and Max's.
Yeah, buddy! So he admitted it right there that, he thought that CJ had some faster lines than him and figured that out a little bit too late there towards the end. But you can see he was happy. He might not have won this race, but he knew the day was coming, and that day was today for CJ Greaves.
Oh, and Johnny's far from done from winning races, but I'm looking at the lap times. The best time for Johnny was a, 3:06.6.
Right.
And
CJ had it by 4/10.
4/10 of a second. That's a lot on a tight track like this.
Hey, how about Mr. Consistent now in the Pro 4-wheel drives, the number 9 of Chad Horde finishing on the podium again.
Chad, your third Pro 4 race, your second podium. How comfortable are you getting in this truck?
Every time out, we're getting a little bit more comfortable with it. The crew's, you know, knowing what changes to make me comfortable in the truck, and we're just really excited about it. You know, we took a second this morning and a third here this afternoon, and tried to run with Johnny and CJ here. I just couldn't get up there with them, but it was kind of nice to watch their lines and see what they're up to and learn off of it, you know. But just this Caterpillar AMSOIL Max's tired truck, and we're just, like I say, the crew, we did 2 trucks this weekend or this season. Marty just won in the Pro 2 a bit ago, and the Pro 4's here on the box again, and just the crew's made this all possible.
All right, Chad Horde, congratulations.
Thanks a lot, and I just want to thank all the fans for coming out here. You know, yes, we had some weather leading up to this and sticking it out. We really appreciate it.
There you have it.
So even though we saw some mechanical problems for Scott Douglas, he still salvages a 4th out of this, and the guy with the most mechanical issues right now would have to be Mike Jenkins, who looked competitive, he looked racy, but something let go in that truck, and you know he'll get it back and be back in no time as well. So look at the crowd. Track walk.
When we said track walk, it was a track blitz.
I get to do it at AMSOIL Arena Cross, and this looks like an Arena Cross track with this U format, and they let them walk the track a lot of times too. That's what it's all about, showing the fans what a great racetrack, or what great drivers on a great racetrack can do, and now they get to see firsthand and pick up some shrapnel, also known as souvenirs.
Well, just like Chris Blair mentioned earlier, the track manager said in the drivers' meeting today, it's only going to get better from here, guys. So please be patient, hang on with us. We're in a multi-year agreement.
And you're talking about also this track being used for other regional races as well. So whether it be UTVs, 2s, or 4s, I think it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun.
Well, let's now meet our drivers up on the podium. Once again, from Phelps, Michigan, it doesn't get any further north than where this man is right here and still be in the United States. Driving that Caterpillar AMSOIL number 9, Chad Horde. Nice. And finishing second, he's going home with a little bit of hardware this weekend once again from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Johnny, I don't know if you realize this, but now you are the man, probably the first man in short course off-road racing history that was beat by your son in a Pro 2 and a Pro 4. From Green Bay, Wisconsin, the 22 Monster Energy of Johnny Greaves. And there's the Screamer. My little name for him, also out of Green Bay. The future of off-road is taking place right now, taking the win, his first ever in Pro 4. Driving the Maxxis tire number 33, CJ Greaves. what an appreciative crowd that we have here back by the podium. I think the fans out there in the track, I mean, the banners are even
I don't know.
Some of the rap.
BJ Burtwell, I don't know if he wants them to take the banners or not, but BJ's over here looking in the back when he might ought to be looking up at the front, but he's got a lot
it's track walk / cleanup.
He's got a lot of fish to fry, and we'll see how many of these fish take off as far as banners are concerned. But there's BJ. Now he sees it. Again, try and leave the banners, please, because those have to travel with us. But as far as the other stuff, the shrapnel down there, that's another story.
You know what? I think that's pretty good marketing for AMSOIL if we spread the wealth amongst
Jeremy
our
won't
St.
mind.
Louis fans. Yeah.
Jeremy won't mind. Look at that podium out there. Take a picture with your own camera because history was made today. It's his first ever Pro 4 victory. His father by his side, Chad Horde, to his left there. And CJ Greaves and that Maxxis tired Toyota.
The best
Monster
thing
Energy
about
takes across, and he gets to
the best thing about the pop and bottle situation is the fact that we're up here and they're way down there.
Champagne toast for the Maxxis tire entry, and then he might try and get it behind you, and we might actually get a piece. Oh, no. Prepare the cameras. And again, you can watch it all on Fox Sports, and it's been a great day, an awesome day as far as the weather's concerned because the rain held off for the most part on this final day that we were here in St. Louis. And it started off with wet tracks and it got dry as the day went on, but CJ Greaves takes the final race of the afternoon.
You know, thank you so much to the fans that stuck it out with us through the weather, came back out here again today. It was such a blast. Again, working with you doesn't get better than this, man.
Doug Matag, Kyle Hart, Marty Hart, a lot of winners, almost some rollovers there as well. Some tight racing. This is what short course is all about, and we're glad you can be a part of Torc, the Off-Road Championship presented by AMSOIL.